Morning, everybody. John from Solo Boss. So we are back from the Philippines, and we're already getting stuck back into work. We're on the weekend here on a Sunday. We've got a massive roof to do, so we're gonna get in and do that. So the Philippines, love the Philippines. It's like the Wild West over there. It gives you a whole new perspective on life when you travel to countries that have got a lot of opportunity and less creature comforts than we just get used to, like running water, rubbish collection, all that type of stuff. There's just so many creature comforts that people get used to that is not taken for granted in other countries. And it's good to my business has finally got to a level where I can start traveling around to these countries and actually spending a good week in them and experiencing stuff that I would never have thought of going overseas, because I don't really like planes that much. I've been over to America twice. Now I've been to the Philippines. We've been to Fiji twice. So I really still don't like planes, but I fly because I want to experience that and get out and see things. So it's changed things in life. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing a little bit of investing on the channel, just so you guys can follow along. If you want to join in, you join in. It's not financial advice, as they say. It's just what I'm doing. I'm going to set up a CommSet account, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put every Saturday's pay or every Sunday's pay into that account. So if it's $1,000 I make for the day, $1,500 I make for the day. If I do a big commercial and I make $2,500 for the day or something like that, then I want to be launching that into that account and investing it into dividend stocks, anything that pays me a return on my investment. So it has to have a dribble or a feed coming out of that stock. So I've been listening to YouTube channels and podcasts and stuff for years on end, and it just coming back from the Philippines has really changed my perspective on things that you don't really need. Like I'll been pouring tons of money into my business. I pour everything into the website, everything into marketing, everything back into my gear. And it's got to the stage where the business is sustainable and I've got enough leads coming in where it's time to do something else, which is investing, making a passive income for my retirement, or just to make a passive income to go on constant holidays every year without worrying about the bank account or saving extra money for that holiday to take it off. Because everybody knows, as running your own business, you got to save for the money for the stuff that you're away, so all the bills and stuff coming out while you're away, and then the loss of income. So we're going to try and make passive income now. So follow along for that one as we go through the channel, and I'll post probably once a week. As I'm doing this, I'll have to set up the account and all that type of stuff. I'm not doing this to be cocky or hey, look at me, I've got money and all this in my bank account. It's not about that. This channel is about growing, learning at different levels, where we put our money, what we're going to do, because you want to you don't want to keep working all your life. You know, you want to put money, whether it's into a house, whether it's into investments, superannuation, all that type of stuff. But with the government the way they're going, you probably wouldn't want to put anything into super. But I'd rather have it in dividend stocks at the moment, so I can retire early instead of getting strung to 67 and getting my retirement. So these are the things that I've been looking into, and you guys will just follow along, and then if you're interested, you're interested, which is great. If not, you just keep doing what you want to do, and that's just the way it is. I just want to experiment. The stock market's always gone up over the years, so you look long term, you don't take your money out, you get your dividends, and then you keep feeding those dividends back in until you got enough money in there where it's paying you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a year. Like my set goal, it would be if we can get $1,000 a week into that account and put 50,000 in there in the first year, and then if it starts growing at 10% or 8% per year, then we'll just reinvest more and more and more. And as I get really big jobs or massive jobs coming through, I might sneak more and more money into there. So that's the goal, because where I live on the Sunshine Coast, buying a house at 800, 900,000 with a mortgage of $6,000 a week without the deposit of $100,000 is it's doable. You know, you can get out there and haul ass and you can get that deposit, but I'm more thinking passively. We've got a nice rental, we've got a really good landlord, so let's just put money into that first and see how that goes. If not, we can always sell all that stock and buy a house or whatever we're going to do. So we'll see what time prevails and what happens. You know, you never know, we might be able to remortgage or use that equity from the stocks and use that as a deposit for a home later on or something like that with a mortgage broker. So there's stuff that we're going to look into. So if we use it as a savings account and pour money into it, and then if we got 100, 200 grand in there in a year or 2 years time, then we can try and do what the rich do and leverage that for a house. So just plans that we got, and we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to drive me to work. We are thinking about putting a second truck on the road and making a little bit more income off that and expanding the business a bit, which will free us up, because then all the profits off that I'll funnel into stocks as well, and just try and live a freer, happier life later on down the track. Otherwise, what do we work for? Why do we get up, bust our ass as an owner to not get anything at the end of the day? You know, we've got to start forcing ourselves to save, invest for the future, because, you know, we put $5,000 away now. In 10, 15, 20 years, that's doubled, tripled in money. Well, I say every seven years it doubles in money. So you put 10,000 this year, it's 20,000 in 7 years time. So the more you can feed into there, the more it's going to double and triple. So follow along for that. We got that coming through. But yeah, today we got this. And just remember, all this month we are going to launch the costings of every single job that I got, that I do. But that's on the membership on YouTube, how the price. You can always message me or I message you, and you can get onto the Facebook group is how to price, and I've made that group for all the members to jump on there, and we can talk about pricing on that type of stuff. I've got to get my other course group up and running. That'll be courses on how to clean a roof, what to look for, how to clean a building, how to clean concrete, how to downstream. We're going to have a whole bunch of mini courses in that for anybody starting. That'll be a monthly fee or a yearly fee for that. The main reason for those fees is because it takes time off what I'm doing. And like everything, if you're not getting paid for it, you're not really going to invest time into it. So if I can get money back from that, that just reassures me that I'm getting paid for my time to do those types of things, and then I can use that time into other things. Once again, that group will have another Facebook page, and I'm quite confident that we're going to do weekly calls in that one, in the Facebook group. So we'll get that one set up the next week. That'll just push me to get my ass into gear, get that all organized, and then we can go from there. So yeah, welcome to Sunday. Catch you later.